So I know that this evening I was introduced as your chief of police for the city of Midland, but I am here on an additional important role that is extremely important in my world, which is a mom. I'd like to introduce you to my son, Zach, which is the photo that you see there. Zach is 16 years old. He's the middle child by 14 minutes because he has a twin brother who actually joined me here today. He has an older sister. Zach is outgoing, funny, and obviously has great hair. As of December 5th of 2019, we now use the phrase, Zach was. It was on that day that Zach died by suicide. It was that day that our lives were forever changed. Zach first started struggling with anxiety and depression at 14. We did all the things that we were supposed to do with medications and doctors and therapy. By the time he was 16, we thought he had turned the corner. He was excited about his new puppy, Maya, who's pictured with him there, his car, and his future. The typical signs weren't there. I'd been through extensive training regarding suicide awareness and prevention throughout my career, and I didn't see them. My kids mean the absolute world to me. I was the mom that volunteered for their sports teams, their school events, and anything else that they were involved in. I was once the mom that made Upper and Lower Peninsula cutout cookies for the time that they learned about the state of Michigan. We talk about everything openly. Sometimes to my dismay, because sometimes as moms, you don't want to know the things your children tell you. And yet this still horrible tragedy happened within my household, which is why I think it's really important to remember that anybody, in fact, many of us, struggle with mental health. Until we talk about mental health, like we talk about going to the dentist, we are going to continue to lose people because they feel alone. This is where we can do better. Even if we do not understand someone's struggle, we can just be kind and empathetic, and then we can see positive changes at that point. After a considerable amount of therapy, I am able to stand here today and share my family's story in hopes of helping even just one person or one family from going through the trauma that my family has been through. As the chief of police, in addition to my regular family, I also have what I call my blue family. Approximately 1 year into my tenure, I chose to share my family's story with my department at our yearly meeting. One of the things that I stress throughout our department is that we are your second family. And I felt like by not sharing my story, I was keeping a large part away from them. So I took the plunge at a departmental meeting and shared the entire story with my 50 officers. I truly believe in allowing myself to be vulnerable in a room full of tough guys and girls. It helped to create an environment where my officers feel comfortable to tell me and their coworkers if they are having any struggles. I am proud to say that we now have mandatory critical incident debriefing for major incidents and have retained our own departmental psychologist to be utilized by any member of our department for any type of challenge that they are going through. I cannot think of a better way to honor my son than helping others to stay. I know if Zach had a do-over, he wouldn't make the same devastating decision. So I would like to leave you with one final thought. People who need help sometimes look a lot like people who don't need help. Take care of each other, and thank you for listening.